So these are 7 different examples, and they're not exhaustive. It's not every example, but in my opinion, these are the 7 easiest areas to start making money in. There are pros and cons to each area. Some of these you might have heard of, some of them you may never have heard of before. Some of them you might look at and think there's absolutely zero way that I could, create something around that. I promise you that no matter what it is that you do, if you are a graphic designer, if you're a fine artist, if you make cakes, if you are a coffee connoisseur, if you're a fishing expert, if you're a marketing consultant, if you're a leadership and inspirational speaker, anything and everything, our job in this video is taking your knowledge, skills, expertise, and experience and sharing it with the world. So I want to start with an analogy, the easiest one for us. I used to be a chef, and if I had 40 seats, or covers as we call them in the restaurant, that means that in a dinner service I could maybe get 2 rounds in, so I could serve 80 people. Got 40 covers, but it means that if I was to serve like 2 lots of people, that's 2 lots of 40, which is 80, right, in an evening. However, I can only make money when I am there inside the restaurant. If I hire staff, great, they can do the work and they can cook and be front of house. But even as the owner, I physically need human beings inside. That is what we would call selling services and products. That is the most standardized way of selling a product and serving your audience. We're not going to get into niching or what the products are or anything. But let's say that as a restaurant owner, I wanted to start making money that meant that I didn't have to have staff there. It meant that rather than having and working with one person or one table at a time, I could work with 80 people, 100 people, 120 people, 1,000 people, and it wouldn't really affect my bottom line. So what I could start doing is I could start inviting people into the kitchen at the weekend or midweek, as I probably wouldn't do it at the weekend, this is the busiest time. Midweek, come in, I'm going to show you how to make some of the meals. We're going to put aside the idea that a lot of people get afraid and think, well, if I teach someone how to do this, they won't want to continue eating with me. Assume that if I'm telling you how to do this, that there are also thousands of other people who know how to do this, and there are millions of people who are already doing this. No one buys a book from a famous TV chef and then thinks, well, I never need to eat there again. It's quite the opposite. We find that actually creating new products and services and allowing people to learn and understand from us actually increases the likelihood that they'll buy from us. Selling services and products is probably the easiest method of selling something and making money, but it's also the most labor intensive. Usually it's the most labor intensive. So I start opening it up and I say, well, what you can do is you can come into my kitchen, I'll show you. Now, chances are you can probably only do that maybe once a day. And so you start saying to your customer list who still want this, you go, how about we all go to the grocery store, to the shop, in the UK we have like Tesco's and Waitrose and Sainsbury's and whatever you have, Whole Foods, whatever. In the US, you say, I'm going to go around shopping with you. I'm going to pick out the ingredients. So again, we're thinking about a different way of delivering the product, but it's still quite labor intensive. How about this time you say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write up a Google Doc or a Word doc of all the ingredients that you're going to need. I'm going to take you through that process, and then we're going to join in an online class. You just need to grab your phone or your laptop or your tablet, and we'll cook alongside. Now that is hyper scalable. Even though you're doing the exact same thing as you would be inside your kitchen with 10 people, commercial kitchens are usually very small. If you do that with 10 people, there would be an infinite number of people you could do that with, even though it's essentially the same product and service because you're training them. So that's what I would then call live calls and coaching, where you give them some kind of information, some kind of document, and you say, these are the ingredients you're going to need. I want you to go out and buy them. Come back, and at 7 o'clock, we're going to cook all together. You could sell that to 10 people. You could sell that to 100 people. It actually doesn't matter because it's only your time then that gets used up. So we've got selling services and products, which requires you to be there. It's the easiest, and often what a lot of businesses do is they'll have all of these other products, but this will be their premium product. So if you, for example, teach someone to bake cakes, or you are a literary agent, or you're a marketing and leadership consultant, they might want to work with you. I'm not saying get rid of that. What I'm saying is you'll have a lot of other methods for making money online. So all the other stuff that we're going to talk about through this video series, you're going to find that it'll actually increase the likelihood that someone buys this, the service and product from you, and it also increases the likelihood that they'll want to pay more. You decide, well, actually, I'm going to figure out a way of doing live calls and coaching, even if it's just in a Facebook group. You say it's going to be $100 or $19 a month or £23 or whatever, and I'm going to teach you live how to do this thing there and then, and we're going to work through it over an hour or 2 hours or whatever. Then what I want you to do is to record that. And we'll talk about the technology later, but there's tons of technology available to record it. Your phone can probably do it. There is technology available online. There's a business called StreamYard.com that allows you to go live on Facebook and YouTube and do something live, but also record it. So you can record it and then you can package it up and sell it as training. Now, there's no reason that if you were to sell that, let's just say you sell this for $100, okay? You sell the live call, for $100. There's no reason why, if you didn't hit record and package it up, and again, we'll talk about the technology. Don't worry about that yet. Talk about the technology later. You record it, and then you create a small course or training that you can't also sell that for $100. Now, you don't even have to be live to teach that same thing. Let's say that you want to teach them how to, and we'll do a few different things. First of all, you want to teach them how to take a perfect photograph. So I'm going to need you to bring your camera. I'm going to need you to have a specific lens. We need to take your phone and then go out into a massive playing field. Everyone's got them one nearby, and we're going to talk about how to take very basic landscape photography using your camera, and we're going to do it live. If you then package that up and sell it, it means that if you were to record it, you can sell it over and over and over and over and over. You know that it sells because you've already sold it live, and that means you have a product, therefore, that sells. Now, I absolutely do not believe in passive income, but I do believe in scalable income, and this means that this can sell courses and training, I should say, over and over and over, and you don't have to touch anything. You can just work on the selling part. Remember, we have that triangle where we have sales, we have operations, and we have admin. If you increase the sales, you'll also increase the amount of people who buy, and that means that, however, it becomes more profitable because you don't have to talk about any of this. You don't have to deliver any of this. So a few other areas. So we've talked about selling services and products, which is your standardized operating process. You then got live calls and coaching. You've got courses and training. Now there's another area, which is digital products. Now this could be anything along the lines of, this is not that dissimilar to courses, to online products. It also can include really small things like really quick documents and templates and cheat sheets, like a series of PDFs. I've even got some floating around here, like this. Which I've paid for. Some of these are, $97, $50, $10 here or there. It doesn't really matter about the price. And they're just cheat sheets or they're worksheets. We can do software. It's quite easy. If you've got a product or service and you can teach someone to do it live, I'll guarantee that you can make a piece of software out of it. Now, I don't want us to go into the software route yet because it's very expensive and you have to have a large audience first. But there are ways of creating digital products, even to the point where it's basic recipe books. And yet you think, yeah, but people give away recipes for free on their blog all the time. And you're absolutely right, they do. But there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to put together a cheat sheet or a recipe book for a specific type of meal or for a specific type of product. Thug Kitchen did this really well. They had a free online blog talking about vegan cooking, and then they packaged that up as a PDF, all of their blog posts, and sold it, and then it became a best-selling book. There's also things like audio training. There's loads of different stuff. I love creating digital products, but we'll talk a bit about that. Next up, there's two things which are areas you might not be aware of yet. There's a thing called white label products and affiliate marketing, and these exist for everything. Okay, I'm not going to get into the depths because this in itself is like a 3 or 4 hour video. Affiliate marketing basically means you use products all the time. Off the top of my head, so I've got Yeti here, which is like a cooler brand in the US. In the UK, we don't really have it. There would be a way for me to be able to sell Yeti products without having to ever have any in store. And if I say, just go to this website, yeti.com/Mike Killen, and I'll give you a 10% discount or whatever, or even if they don't get a discount, Yeti will give you a percentage cut. Amazon has an affiliate program, which means that if you were to produce a YouTube video, 2 YouTube videos a week, which is 100 a year, and on every single video talk about a product and refer it and say there's a link down below, click the link and you can buy it. Every time they buy something, Amazon gives you a slice of the profit. Now, if you work in marketing, web design, graphic design, chefing, if you're a baker, artist, content creator, video game designer, it doesn't matter. There are going to be affiliate products out there. I promise you that they will be out there. You just might have to search a little bit for them. I've seen them everything from music software to actual music, so affiliate sales for licensed songs and music, to webcam software, editing suites. There's also a fantastic kind of partnership opportunity that if you were to talk about a particular topic, and let's say it's leadership and marketing, and you were to talk about a review from another company that does another leadership product, you say, hey, if I send you leads and customers and they buy, how about a 20% kickback? A lot of those guys are going to go, yeah, that sounds great. And it means that you can continue to make videos and content, and every time someone buys from it, you are paid a small cut. I make a pretty healthy income with affiliate marketing. Videos that I published 6 months, a year, 18 months ago, they are still making me money because they rank really well. People search for them, they click on that link, they buy it, and it just gives me a cutback every single time. So that's affiliate marketing, something probably worthwhile for you to look at. It's free to set up. All it requires is your time. And then other than that, we've got white label products. White label products are kind of halfway between creating your own products and affiliate marketing. It's basically the case that you would be able to buy, I don't know why I'm picking up this. This is Surface Whiteboard Cleaner, so I use it to obviously clean the whiteboard. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to find a company to be able to package up your own version of this. Let's say that your passion is decorating home offices and you want to provide a line of products, but you obviously don't want to go down the route of creating products for yourself. There will be white label products for pretty much everything from email providers to social media tools to supplements, baking tools, t-shirts, all of this and everything in between. And if you've got an audience and you say, yeah, we can absolutely supply you with Surface Whiteboard Cleaner, it has your brand, your name all over it, but someone else delivers it. There's a bit around drop shipping as well, which is another kind of bullshit hype marketing course which gets put out there. If you are interested in a lot of this stuff, I will continue to let you know about the people that you should follow who have great advice. But these are just some of the areas where with your skills and expertise and knowledge, you can start making money. And in a second, appreciate this is a bit of a long video. I'm going to show you how to make money using these types of products. So we've got selling products and services. That's where they come to you and they actually work with you or a member of your staff. I haven't talked about advertising and sponsorship. So lastly, if you have a huge audience, if you've got anything over basically 100,000 followers, and it needs to be much higher than that now. A lot of people say that people make money on YouTube with advertising and sponsorship. The reality is they don't as much anymore, not nearly as much as they used to. But if you've got an access to 100,000 people or 1 million people, a lot of brands are going to want to get in front of that. So if your skill set is something that's particularly wide and a lot of people are going to want to follow, there's no reason why products and services aren't going to say, hey, would you mind, giving us a shout out or app talking about our products and we'll give you some money. Personally, this takes the longest to build up for a variety of reasons. I also don't particularly like the model because it requires a massive amount of volume, and I think that there's other ways of making money which are a lot faster and easier. So next up, I'm going to very briefly talk about how you would physically sell these products.